Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been a long time since I shot a video. In this video, I'll be talking about how to thrive during the month of Ramadan when you're far away from home as a student, as an early career professional, or just as an individual that has moved to a new city or a new country as a Muslim. Tip number one is look around you when you start school or when you start your new job. Let's start with school. If you start school in a new city, just look around your cohort, look around your professors. If you can find any Muslim professors that you can practice the religion with, be it like getting right to the mosque or just meeting at the mosque and conversing. As Muslims, we're brothers and sisters, we are all one. And if you just same for a new job, if you're working in a company that's in a different city, just look around the organizational chart. Maybe you'd find some people that are Muslims with whom you can relate with. Maybe go to Jummah prayers every Fridays. I, for example, I when I just moved as an international student, I had some Muslim classmates that would always give me rides to the masjid on Fridays. Alhamdulillah. Tip number two, it is to find the nearest mosque near your school, your office, or hostel, wherever you live. Now, as a Muslim, when you practice Islam with people around you, it is easier for you as compared to when you're just isolated. So when you find a mosque, make sure you go there every Friday. And it depends. If you've moved to a big city, it might be really hard to create those relationships because every Friday when you go to Jumu'ah, you meet different people. But if it's a small city, people will easily spot you out as a new face, and generally, trust me, people are always welcoming and always willing to interact with you. Just make sure you speak to an imam, or you speak, if you're a female, just make sure you speak to an elderly woman at the mosque, and they'll be happy to join you to the WhatsApp community or the Facebook community or whatever community or whatever social media they use, where you see updates of things that are happening at the masjid. Another thing I would recommend is number three is learn about the events that happen at the masjid during the month of Ramadan. Like, trust me, as a student or as an early career professional, there are two things you don't have, or two things you don't have. One is time, and the second one is money. So, learning about the programs at the masjid will help you because during the month of Ramadan, some masjids offer iftar, where you can go to the masjid, break your fast, pray your Maghrib prayer, do your Isha and your Taraweeh prayer, and then head home. What have you gained? You've gained like a free iftar. You've gained a lot of blessings by praying in congregation in the masjid, and maybe other small blessings by smiling to people, or maybe bringing a meal to the masjid when there's iftar. Number four is speak to your teachers. Like most of the time, if you're, for example, in the US, your teachers are usually very accommodating when they know that you're a Muslim and you're fasting. I remember in my situation, one of my professors gave break right between right just like 30 minutes break gave me time to break my fast and find like a small room to pray my Maghrib prayer and then go back to class. So speak to your lecturers, they're usually very accommodating. Tip number five is have a support system, that is speak to your non-Muslim classmates. If you're a student that just moved to a new city, you definitely work on projects with your classmates. And at times, the meeting times, if they are during the day, you might feel exhausted that you cannot even talk. Speak to them. Trust me, they'll accommodate you and they'll try to make the meetings at times when you've already broken your fast and you have a lot of energy. Same for an early career professional. Just speak to your teammates and trust me, they're usually very accommodating. Tip number six is find out if there are halal restaurants around you or restaurants that are owned by Muslims. I know this one sounds crazy and it sounds weird, but trust me, it works. If you're in a city that is really small, you'll find like one or two halal restaurants. There are small cities, the communities are usually very tight knit as compared to big cities. I remember in my case, I just went to a Palestinian restaurant once, and the restaurant was owned by an old couple. And when the month of Ramadan started, I remember the lady or the wife at the restaurant would call me, "Hello, Barakat, where are you? Come to iftar, come to restaurant and have iftar with us." And I can bet you for almost like 2 weeks, I did not make food by myself. I just enjoyed having iftar with them, gaining blessings, and talking with them. Now, tip number seven is anytime you have any single space, because as a student and early career professional, you have pressure, assignments, tasks, meetings, and meetings. But make sure any single space you have, you're worshiping Allah, like saying Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar. These are not the only zikrs you can do. You can do so many other zikrs such that you're gaining rewards while fasting and you're not just studying. Tip number seven is, tip number eight rather. Speak to your school advisor or speak to your school advisor. There's always a space for prayers where you can pray throughout the day, so you don't find yourself praying all your prayers when you go home. But inshallah, maybe being able to pray Zuhr and As in school, and then when you go home, you can make your iftar quietly and pray your Maghrib prayer. So speak to your school administration. Trust me, people are usually really nice. You just need to ask, and hopefully, inshallah, if you fall on the right door, people will really help you. Tip number nine is I might get some bad comments at this, but don't get too carried away about school only. It's true that, oh, about your profession only, like, oh, I'm an early career, I need to hit this, or maybe I need to hit these goals and all the rest. Degrees are important because they're somehow guarantee us a better life here. But when we die as Muslims, Allah will not ask us like, what degree did we have, or did you had an upper class or whatever degree. So make sure that we're still doing our best to practice our religion, because when we die, we'll first be asked about our prayers and our religion. These are our top priorities. Making sure that we're always praying, making sure that we incorporate simple acts of worship that are consistent. Like, I mean, the most simple things I can say are like smiling, removing a stick from the road for the sake of Allah to gain blessings. Well, friends, this is my last tip. If you found this video helpful, please do like, subscribe, and thank you for watching.